Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
It is so nice to see all of you and to hear your voices. We feel so filled of joy by having the opportunity to see each other's faces, to see those that are connecting with us as well through Zoom and YouTube. For those that are in Zoom, you must know that we do see your faces. We are watching you, and to see the faces of those that are sitting here. And as we enter this Shabbat, I want to remind you that you are not muted. So we actually can hear you. So we will appreciate for you to shift, to switch into Shabbat mode and to be present in the space, and I will say this is an important thing to remember, to abandon the conversation that you had just with the person that is sitting next to you and to join the dialogue that we will try to create together. This Shabbat is that's not muted, by the way. So this Shabbat is a very special Shabbat. It's a special Shabbat for us as a community, but we are concluding a week that has ended quite painfully for many, many families in the United States. And while many, many people are dealing with the uncertainty of not knowing what's happening to their loved ones. And as we acknowledge and think of those that are dealing with the tragedy of the loss, we're still praying for those of whom their fate is unknown. We pray for their healing. And we pray for those that are wounded in their bodies and in their souls as we enter this Shabbat. So in a very unusual act, we will start our gathering with Mishibera. I will invite you to open your Sidurim on page 371. I also invite you to, this is the time in the service in which we are going to do Mishibera. So if you are thinking of someone that you'd like to share his or her name or their name, please do so as I point in your direction. And if you are connecting with us through Zoom, YouTube, or Facebook, please share the names of those you are thinking of in the comments section. So we think of those dealing with illness in their bodies, dealing with illness in their souls. We think of those dealing with addictions. And in this night of Shabbat, we think of those that are wounded and also those that are dealing with uncertainty, and hopefully those that are fighting for their lives in this very moment. Page 371, Mishibera.
Make our lives a blessing.
all of them רפואה שלמה, בהחלמה מהירה. We will now turn our sidurim to page 638 as we will start to turn our hearts into welcoming Shabbat. Now we will turn our sidurim to page 120. In order to light Shabbos candles, I would like to invite Sherry Chapman and Lisa Barbaric. Shalom, Asher Kitshanu v'mitzvotav. Amen. Shabbat Shalom Mevorach. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. We will now turn our sidurim to page 130. For Lechu Neranena, let's welcome Shabbat. Let's walk toward welcoming Shabbat with joy. 131. שירו לאדוני.
שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ. שירו לאדוני, ברכו שמו, ועשו מיום ליום ישועתו. ספרו בגויים כבודו, בכל העמים נפלאותיו. יאללה די 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 די, יאללה די די די, די 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 די, יאללה די די די, די 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 די, די 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 די, די 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 די. Yai dai 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 Adonai malach tagel haaretz ismechu ihim ravim or saru al tzadik ulishrei lehev simcha. A light is shown to the righteous. Our acts, our actions define also the light and our ability to perceive light. We turn our Siurim to page 134, and we translate the word sambru as sing. But sambru can be also cut. It's not just sing. Sambru means also cut. And one of the things that we try to do in Shabbat, just before Shabbat, or as we welcome Shabbat, is to cut things that we don't need to carry, that we don't want to carry, things that won't allow us not just to celebrate Shabbat, but to connect with each other, to connect with things that should be a priority in our lives. One of the biggest challenges that we have in our modern lives is actually to cut, to unplug, to decide that we don't send an email right now, or that we don't send a text message right now, and whatever is waiting for me can wait for a couple of hours. And the challenge and the invitation that Shabbat presents before us is exactly that exercise. And as we turn our Siurim to page 134, before you immerse into the words of our Psalms, that I invite you to take the word cut and to think of what you need to cut in order to enter this Shabbat. What you need to let go of in order to enter this Shabbat a bit more lightly. And as you think of that, then as we sing the words of our tradition, allow those things to leave you at least for 24 hours. And then you'll pick them up if you need. We're on page 134, Sambru Adonai. Adonai Eloheinu v'shtachavu le'ar kodsho, Kadosh Adonai Eloheinu. We turn our Sidurim to page 136, Mizmor LeDavid. Each day of the week has a psalm that is in front of it, and Mizmor LeDavid, Psalm 29, is in front of the 6th day of the week. What happened in the 6th day of the week? In the story of Genesis, I know. Did you say men and women were created? Good. So men and women, men and women were created, and when we sing Mizmor LeDavid in this specific space, it reminds us of our own creation, and it reminds us that every Shabbat we have the opportunity to get back to our foundations, to reconnect.
Mizmor LeDavid, Avu l'Adonai b'nei Elim, Avu l'Adonai kavod va'oz, Avu l'Adonai kavod shemo yishtachavu l'Adonai behadrat kodesh, l'Adonai ha'mayim el kavod.
Beloved, let's welcome Shabbat. Beloved, let's welcome the bride. We are on page 138 for Lecha Dodi.
Lecha Dodi לקראת קהלה, פני שבת נקבלה. Lecha Dodi לקראת קהלה, פני שבת נקבלה. שמור ושכור בדיבור אחד, ישמיענו אל המיוחד. אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד, שמו לתפארת ולתהילה. Lecha Dodi לקראת קהלה, מראש מקדם יצורך
בואי בשלום
עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, יחד דודי לקראת קהלה.
We have welcome Shabbat. I encourage you to acknowledge each other's presence, to welcome each other, and to recognize the differences in our community. There might be people that feel comfortable hugging each other. There might be people that feel comfortable
with a wave,
shaking hands, and there are people that might be comfortable with a wave. So let's try to acknowledge those differences, and let's make sure that we acknowledge each other's presence, and so we acknowledge those that are connecting with us through Zoom. We see you, Phyllis right there. All the rest, you are not waving. The only one in Zoom that is waving is Phyllis Newman. So everyone, here you go, here you go, here you go. The Bojarkis are waving. Half of the Bojarkis. Harriet is waving, David's not. Here you go, David. Elaine, we see you too. And we say Tony and Esther, and we say Caroline. And we acknowledge all those that are also joining us in Facebook and YouTube, as we are grateful for our community. Page 140, one more psalm, one more song for Shabbat.
שיר ליום השבת, מזמור שיר, 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 שיר ליום השבת.
We turn our Siurim to page 146. Yada lay day day, 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 yada lay day day. Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared?
ברכו את אדוני המבורך,
ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם.
Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being skillfully, opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. ומעביר יום ומביא לילה ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה אדוני צבאות שמו אל חי וקיים תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד ברוך אתה אדוני אמרי ורבים. בת עולם בית ישראל עמך אהבת תורה ומצוות חוקים ומשפטים אותנו לימדת. You have loved us with everlasting love. You offer your people Israel your Torah and your mitzvot as an expression of that love. And therefore, before we say the Shema, before we recognize our connection with the common denominator of the universe, we take a moment to acknowledge love in our lives. We take a moment to acknowledge what represents for us an unconditional and everlasting love. It might be, for some of us, a memory, a person. For some of us, it might be a place in nature, or a specific situation in our lives. I invite you to try to visualize, to picture that love. And as you picture it, to allow that light, that energy to surround you, to embrace you. As we say, "Be'ahavtcha al tasir mimenu leolamim." Dear God, never remove your love from us, and more important than that, never remove from us the ability to perceive love, to recognize love. Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Israel. Blessed are you, Adonai, who loves your people, Israel. We turn our study to page 152 for the Shema.
Shema, Yisrael, Adonai, Eloheinu, Adonai, Echad. Please join me on page 154 with Ve'ahavta. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם מאוד על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. אמת באמון הכל, סוד וקיים עלינו, כי הוא אדוני אלוהינו, ואין זולתו, ואנחנו ישראל עמו.
before we go into our Micha Mocha this evening, I have a very special gift for you all. Would my Gesher friends that I have worked on Micha Mocha with this past week, would you please come up and join me? Is there a Rory in the house? Is there a Noah in the house?
Hi, Sophia.
Is there a Nitsa? Okay, hi Nitsa. Come on up. Right?
I don't know what's the reason, but Nitzan is always in the house, at least in my house.
That's good. Thank you for being in our house. So Nitsan. So let me explain first. So I have a notebook. And what we worked on together is we worked on Micha Mocha and we talked about things that we've experienced in our lives or things that we think, if we were to experience them, would make us go, oh my goodness, that's incredible. Because that's how the Jews felt when Moses put his staff down by the Sea of Reeds, and then the waves, what did the waves do? They went, yes, they parted, thank you. All right, so let's see, some friends drew pictures, some friends wrote a sentence. Nitzani. Oh, there you are, I see it. Do you want to, just what you drew? So, you don't want to share? Do you want me to share? Okay, so I see. I think I know why you don't want to share. But actually, it's a beautiful thing. Okay, so Nitzan apparently witnessed the wonders of panda. Nitzan.
Yeah, I said it would be cool to witness.
It would be cool, sorry. This is something that it would be cool for Nitzan to witness, and that is a baby panda birth. Birth is something very wondrous, you know? So I think that's a great one, Nitzan. I think you did a great job. Rory, you still feel like sharing yours with everybody? All right, great. And here's Rory's beautiful picture. Yay, Rory. Hey, look, you do get applause. All right, and here, Rory, tell us, I already told everybody your name, so you can tell us what made you go, oh.
What makes me go, like, when I'm amazed is when I saw at my birthday, when I had a birthday.
You had a birthday.
There was this balloon that had a mermaid in it.
A balloon mermaid.
And that was pink and turquoise, and I went like,
Oh my God.
Can you help with it?
Oh my God.
Can you say it again? Balloon mermaid?
Balloon mermaid?
Say it.
balloon mermaid.
You go.
Yeah. Excellent, Rory. Thank you. And Noah, yours is right above Lulu's. Right. Do you want to share yours? No. Do you want me to share yours? Yes. Okay. So Noah is amazed by Power Rangers. I am also amazed that Power Rangers, who are supposed to be teenagers, also attend high school and get good grades at the same time while saving the universe. So that is,
Yeah. The Power Rangers are an example of multitasking. Right? Like,
all right, Rory, can I ask you to hold this mic? And you don't have to hold it directly to your face. So you guys are gonna share. Nitzan, do you want your own mic? Okay, well, I'll hold it here.
so before we
So
go
we're like
into,
kind of sharing.
so we are going to Micha Mocha right now, right?
Yes.
So I want to let's do this with intention. So we're gonna say, the birth of a panda, and a balloon mermaid, pink, and the Power Rangers. And we're gonna give to Gabby the multitasking of the Power Rangers. And now, yes, we're on page 158 for Micha Mocha as we recognize the wonders.
Which is in a minor key, because it's Lubavitcher.
Yeah.
Okay, I
minor.
didn't hear it.
Yeah, yeah,
Lie, 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 lie,
lie,
lie, lie, lie, lie, lie, lie,
Redeemed Jacob from a hand stronger than his own. And when things seem to be impossible, we remember the wonders in our lives and we feel inspired by those wonders. So we try to face the challenges that we are dealing with. Baruch atah Adonai, Goel Israel.
Amen. Thank you guys so much. You are awesome. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you very, very much. Turn our theory to page 116.
Sometimes I lay under the moon and thank God I'm breathing. Then I pray, don't take me soon, 'cause I am here for a reason. Sometimes in my tears I drown, but I never let it get me down. So when negativity surrounds, I know someday it'll all turn around, because all my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the people to say that we don't want to fight no more. There'll be no more war, and our children will play one day, one day, one day, one day, one day, one day. Hashivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Hashivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Ufros aleinu Sukkah shlomecha, ותקננו בעצה, טוב אני לפניך. All my life I've been praying for the people to say that we don't want to fight no more. There'll be no more war, and our children will play one day, 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 one day.
Baruch atah
Adonai הפורס סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים. Blessed are you, Adonai, guardian of Israel, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people Israel, and over your holy city, Jerusalem. It is a covenant between me and the children of Israel. For us, for the people of Israel, to keep Shabbat, and for Shabbat to keep us alive. Not just to keep us alive as a people, but also to help us keep sanity in our lives. We're on page 162, ושמרו בני ישראל.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורות ברית עולם.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורות ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורות ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורות ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורות ברית עולם. We turn our Sidurim to page 164 for Tfilat Amida, and we invite you, if you might find your personal prayer in the words, the millennial words of our Sidur, we invite you to follow those words. But we also invite you to find a moment of personal prayer. We invite you to focus on the words that you shall say. We say so many words, right? Like, tell me about that. I'm a rabbi, speak all the time. And sometimes between all those words that we say, to find precision, to find the words that we really need to say, it's actually quite challenging. So I invite you to find center, to find focus for just one moment, to find your words. The prayer of your heart, your Tfilah Shebalev. We're on page 164. And the symbol of our center is the city of Jerusalem, that is probably in that direction.
Adonai, שפתי תפתח ופי יגיד תהילתך. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise.
Continue in silence. תקדש מי פנים כל אחד אדוני לקדוש אשר תקדש מי משביעים שמך ותכף בכל השמיים בארץ בכל צבאכם
אל קרוב לכל קורב, בוא נראה לאדון אצלי, עומדים אנחנו לך, שדון לא אלוהינו ולא יבותינו במותינו, לעולם ועד, צור חיינו בגנשנו. רצון אמרי פיו, והגיון ליבי, לפניך אדוני, צורי וגואלי. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, Adonai, my rock and my redeemer. We are at the bottom of page 180.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל העולם. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל העולם.
Nettie, where are you? Right there. So, one of the most important enterprises that we have in our community is to establish a notion, a concept. And the concept is quite simple to say, but quite difficult to apply, to internalize. And it's this idea that our congregational life is not transactional, but covenantal. What does it mean to have a transactional congregation? You need a service, we give you that service. You pay a fair market price. We give to you what you need. We do a handshake, and you leave. And then you say, the temple. But the temple is our community. And this is what we try to create. This is the notion that we try to create. This idea that we are a village, that we really are community. And we started to think how to create more recognition to this idea that we come together as community, that this place belongs to all of us, and that this place is a reflection of our communal willingness, of our communal actions and of our individual searches, right, that bring us together. So one of the things that we thought would be a good idea is to recognize givers. And we have many givers. In our congregational meeting, we started to count some of the people, and we're not talking about financial givers. Correct, financial givers is important, and we need them. So don't get me wrong. Like, we do want your financial contributions, always. Henry, fine, good. And as we appreciate those contributions very, very much, we also appreciate very, very much the contributions that you make when you are present, the contributions that you make when you come to set a table, to put a tablecloth, or when you call a fellow member, or when you help us work with the sound again and again and again, and you save the day again, again, and again, or when you show up and say, well, I'll do in the wording tonight, like, and you sit there and you do it again and again and again, or when you call our sound guy to tell him, I think there's no working, or you need to check this or that, and you are always on top. Many, many hours. The contributions that you make in a moment of complete uncertainty and absolute disconnection, when you say, you know, I'm gonna write personal notes to all our donors, and I will handwrite them, Eileen. And we are going to feel a bit closer. We are going to feel connected to each other. We are going to understand that it's not a system or a computer, it's real people, recognizing real people. Where's Les? I don't know what to talk about, Les. There are so many things to say. I'm not sure if the contributions that we make when we, you know what, when we choose tiles for our children's bathroom, and we come again and again and again and again, and I don't know if our education is good. Actually, I do know. I think we have the best education, but we have the best bathrooms for children in the United States. And if you haven't seen our bathrooms in ECLC, you should go and see them. They are you won't believe it. And the contributions that you make when the air conditioning is broken in the middle of the high holidays. And we say, we need to change the spiel now. We need $70,000 to fix it. There are so many contributions. And we have so many givers. But we thought that these 4 givers are worthy of special mention. And and all of them said, no, come on, like, none of them wants to be showcased. But we are showcasing you because we want to acknowledge you because the village. It's not the guy who is the community. The village is grateful for your gifts and your contributions. And also because I think that you are an inspiration. Because you are the model of congregational engagement and ownership and love.
Hello. So I was given this honor a couple of years ago, and I also was a little embarrassed by it, and someone famous told me to get over it. And so I would like to call Eileen Cohen to come up. Eileen is the one who writes the cards in the most beautiful, exquisite handwriting and thoughtful words. And I was wondering how I was going to write a card to her, because you can't read my handwriting, because I was an educator, so you can't read my handwriting. And I thought, I'll call Eileen. She'll write the card for me. But luckily, Bob did it. So you'll be able to read it. Please come up. So, Eileen.
Talk to it.
Eileen. Yes. this is a gift certificate for Michael's, so you can get all
All
you
the
make your
materials
own-
you need to keep making
because she
cards.
makes all her own cards, and we got you some few little things to start with cards, and we just cannot tell you enough. We can't tell you enough how much we appreciate your writing and don't. So thank you very much. And we do want the certificate. Thank you.
We have a certificate.
There you go.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
Less is more. And I know that's the first time he's heard that. And Louise, could you come up too?
Thank you.
So, besides the bathroom, Les does so many things here.
That was just an example.
It's an example. But we've borrowed you from Louise over and over and over again. So this is a little something for you to have a night out
Well, thank you.
on TBT. Enjoy yourselves. Thank you so much for all your help. You want to say something?
Yes.
Okay.
I want to thank you for this honor, and also to say that what we do here is a team effort. And Marv and Henry and Anthony and our contractor Phil, we all worked as a team to work through this past year, which has been traumatic for many of us in many different ways. And thank God that we're all here and in this lovely spot. And I have to tell you, besides the bathrooms, I like this a lot. But sort of, no kidding aside, if you haven't been down to the ECLC bathroom, it's when we put it together, Henry said, "Oh, let's make some bathrooms." Okay, here's the plan. Okay. Well, we put this thing together, and you can't believe the looks on the kids' faces when they go in there. Having housebroken or whatever, potty trained 2 kids, or Louis potty trained them, to see this facility the way it worked out. I mean, you see these kids go in there, and they enjoy being in a bathroom. I mean, they're smiling on their faces. They're the little toilets and the little sinks, and they're washing their hands, and they're smiling, going to the bathroom and what have you. But it's really something neat. And I keep on telling friends, not all my friends are old, but they do have grandchildren, to come here and see these things, because these kids will get potty trained faster if they like what they're doing. That's my thing. We have also some adult bathrooms here, too. Anyway, I'm looking at the tree. I just did the tree a few weeks ago. And there's a lot more work to do. And Jerry's going to take care of that. And we're a healthy community. And to see young people here and smiles on everybody's face, it's great. It's really great. We're the pillar on the hilltop, despite what somebody tried to do to us last week, but it's okay.
Okay.
You guys took care of it. Anyway, Louise says enough.
Yeah.
Okay, goodbye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Liz.
So, Jesse and Deanne are incredible parents, and they have done incredible job with their 2 boys. I'm not sure how to get everybody up here and still operate everything. Is that possible? Why don't you all come up if it's possible? Yes? So, you've spent endless days and evenings here, mornings, noon, night. So we thought that we would treat you to a day of no cooking and entertainment. So you have breakfast, lunch, dinner, dessert, and a movie, and candy. And take a day and enjoy yourselves. Just don't do it on a Friday or a Saturday.
Thank you. It gives me anxiety when they're not
This-
on Friday and Saturday.
This is an example of a whole family volunteering givers. This is an entire family that continually gives and gives and gives. So we all love you very much. We don't know what we would do without you. Well, what did I do when I first saw you? I hadn't seen you in so long.
You cried.
So anyway, here's a couple of awards for you, honoring you. Well, you know what? We're working
We are
on it.
actually honoring dad and mom this time. And we are actually recognizing the part that you do. And we want to make a distinction. We acknowledge the entire family, and we also acknowledge the pillars of this family and the values that these pillars are giving to their children. And so there are many opportunities to acknowledge the children, and we love them, believe me. You know that we love them, adore them, and desperately need them. They take vacations sometimes. It's really hard. But
So thank you very, very much.
I just want to say, that. Sorry. Thank you. I really feel that I appreciate the award, but we really are just here supporting our children, having a good experience at the temple, and I think that that's really what happens. And I'm so glad that my children are so involved with the staff at the temple. That's a great reward. It's such an honor that they're interacting so closely with the staff and with the rabbi in particular. He's a great mentor for my children, and I'm going to support that. I think everybody would support that.
thank you.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So tomorrow you will get 2 sermons. I'll skip mine for tonight.
Oh.
But I will say, I will do an alternative one. So just one moment in this portion I think is particularly remarkable. Every time that we enter a synagogue, what we say, "Matovu alecha Yaakov mishkenotecha Israel." How wonderful are your tents and your dwellings, O Israel. Now, there's an important thing to know about that, and it's that phrase comes from actually a sorcerer that was trying to curse the people of Israel. And when he's about to make that curse, instead of a curse, what comes out is a blessing. And so the rabbis ask, why does he say a blessing? What did he see? What did he see that he changed his mind? And changing our minds is a completely different topic of conversation. And what the rabbis say is that when he's seeing the tents, he recognizes that the tents are not facing each other. And then he understands that these people were careful with each other's privacy, that they behave with respect toward each other. And so he couldn't curse that people that respected each other, and instead he blessed them. And I will say that the power of our community is not because of a big army or because of how much money we have in our bank account. The foundation of the power of our community is in the quality of the actions of our people. It's in the quality of the offerings. It's in the quality of what you bring to this space. And seeing these 4 givers and seeing you tonight and those that are connecting with us week after week, I think that if someone would look at us, would also say, Ma tovu alecha Yaakov mishkenotecha Israel, how wonderful are your houses, how wonderful is our tent, and how blessed we are because of the quality of our actions and of our people. We'll turn our Siurim to page 586. V'hashevota el levavecha ki Adonai
Ki Adonai
hu Elohim
hu Elohim
V'hashevota
V'hashevota
el levavecha
el levavecha
ki Adonai
Ki Adonai
hu Elohim
hu Elohim Ne'emar V'haya Adonai Lemelech al kol haaretz Bayom hahu Yeh Adonai echad U'shemo echad.
We now take a moment to acknowledge mourners among our community. If you're doing the cycle of the first 7 days, 30 days, year of mourning, or if you have a yahrzeit, we invite you to share the names of those that you are remembering in the comments section on Facebook, YouTube, and in Zoom. And if you're here in person, to please rise and to share the names of those that you are remembering in this night of Shabbat.
Joe Anguiano.
Zach, you open the comments on Zoom because we are able to attend to those comments. What? I see that Harriet is writing a name. Harvey Sokol, of course. And Eva. We lost it. So we will leave the comments on here there.
Oh.
Harvey Sokol. And Eva Bogard. And Eva Mondros. Sharky's mother. Okay, we invite you to support our fellows who are standing or sitting. Join us with your voices and your hearts for Mourner's Kaddish on page 598.
Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemera ba.
Amen.
Be'alma divera chirute v'yamlich malchute. B'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael. B'agala u'v'zman karib v'imru.
Amen.
Yehesh merabah mevarach le'olam u'me'al maya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yitalev v'yithalar shemed kodesha brichu. Le'ela min kol brechata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'imru.
Amen.
Yehesh lama rabba min shemaya. V'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru.
Amen.
Oseh shalom b'imromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen.
May the memories of your beloved ones be always a blessing. Yes, Zichram Baruch. You may be seated. And just before we go into Kiddush, I do not have one of these summer fan bags, but Sherry and Terry, and who else was in the committee? Sarah and Barbara, and Lisa Barbaric. So prepare a wonderful bag, and I hope I'm not forgetting anyone, for your children to have fun in the summer. We want to remind you that the inscription for the enrollment for our Havaya school, our religious school, and our Hebrew school, Ulpan, is open. So if you haven't signed up yet, please do so. We would love to have you with us, and we are planning a fantastic year. We really are, so we will be delighted to have your children or your grandchildren learning and experiencing with us. And so our summer camp, Gesher, is open. We had, I think this week, about 15 children, and it is a joy to have them once again knocking the glass of my office to see their faces there, and so nice.
And the adults.
What?
One adult bag per family.
And there is an adult pack for family. I was unaware.
To have a kid with you.
So, and there is an
Aw.
adult package for?
For the adults.
For the adults, it's adult package. Okay, I think I get it.
Yeah, the adult has one also too. One per family.
There is one
That's
package
so
for family, whether
thoughtful.
you are an adult
Kids and
or a child or an adult with children. And there is an adult package. We completely clear to me right now. Thank you for clarifying that for me. and last thing, important one, our ECLC summer camp is opening next week. We have already 18 children enrolled, and we see how the number of families that are feeling comfortable to bring their children back to school is growing, and so our excitement to see them all once again is growing. So we are more than delighted. I invite you to turn your sibling to page 122 for Kiddush le Yom Shabbat. And if you feel comfortable doing so, please rise. You can rise on your legs, on your spirit. בערב ויבוקר יום השישי, ויחול השמיים בארץ בכל צבאם, ויחל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה, וישבות ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה, ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי, ויקדש אותו כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות. סברי חבריי וחברותיי, you can say לחיים.
לחיים.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם בורא פרי הגפן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר קידשנו במצוותיו ברצה בנו בשבת קודשו באהבה וברצון הנחילנו זיכרון למעשה בראשית כי הוא יום תחילה למקרא קודש זכר ליציאת מצרים כי באנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת עם כל העמים בשבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת לחיים. And while you are standing, please remain doing so. We invite you to connect with those that are standing next to you in whatever way you feel comfortable doing so. Maybe just make eye contact, but acknowledge each other's presence. That works. Acknowledge each other's
Uninterrupted eye
presence,
contact.
and as we acknowledge each other's presence, we acknowledge the many gifts that we have in our lives. We acknowledge the generations past that have brought us to this moment with their love. We acknowledge also that the generations that have come out from us. No, if you want to bring our children here, that will be great. You have one, just get the one you have. We think of our children. We tell to them, may God inspire you to be like the fathers and the mothers of Israel. אשימכם אלוהים כאברהם יצחק ויעקב, כשרה רבקה רחל ולאה, כאפרים Menashe. Here they are coming. We'll bless them with a blessing. And parents that have free hands, you can put your hands on top of the heads of your children. And if your children are not with you, you can think of your children. You can extend your blessings and your love, even when you are not physically in the same place, even in the same world. The blessings from our grandparents keep coming to us, from our parents keep coming to us. As we say, Yavrechem Adonai, Beish Merechem, may God bless you and protect you. Adonai panav elechem, Bichunekem, may God's light shine upon you, and may God be gracious to you. Isa Adonai panav elechem, ve'asem lachem shalom. May you find God's presence within you always. And may God bless you, bless us with wholeness, with community, with the ability to give, and with peace. Adonai os le'amo iten, Adonai yevarech et amav b'shalom. May God bless us with peace. Shabbat shalom, everyone. Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom, everybody. Hello, Zoomers. Zoomers, we will not be able to have in-depth discussion with you guys because of how we're arranged tonight. But I want to wish you all well. Thank you so much for joining us this evening for Shabbat, and I hope to see you tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning, we'll be able to talk, okay? So I will see you then. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. Thank you. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tzim Leolam Ki Ata Shalom על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. שלום על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם.
What was that?
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbos, Shabbos.
Shabbat shalom.